Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and welcome to Wargaming Wednesday. All right, so plans changed. Things happened. Start times changed. Organization changed a little bit. So let me let you know what's going on. Well, every Wednesday we normally start. Whoa, what's going on with my upload? It's in the red. Okay, if there's any kind of delay on the stream, just go ahead and refresh it. Because I'm seeing that my upload is in the red. I'm not trying to upload at 26,000. Whoa. Okay. So let me get my settings. It probably won't change in the middle of a stream. Output. Yeah, for some reason it's on lossless. Wow. Okay, hopefully that reconnected, because it doesn't say go live anymore. It says end stream. Plus the stream picked up again. Yeah, and now I've got no loss on the video. So maybe it was, for some reason, maybe there was an update recently that changed my video settings. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, it caused me some grief. That wasn't the thing that changed. If this restarted the stream, I want everybody to know that this is Wargaming Wednesday. I am Mr. Everything. And what we normally do is every Wednesday we sit down for a couple hours and we talk about what's going on in the wargaming world, what's going on in my wargaming world, what's going on in the universe, things like that. I don't think this camera, okay, this camera might be focused where my hand is, but maybe not where my figs are at. But okay, either way. Okay, so this is what I had planned for today, and as you know, plans change. What I was going to do, and what I had begun doing, was I've got some board, MDF board. Some people call it press board, or I know there's a couple of different names for it. But basically, what it is, it's this board right here. I don't know if you can see that. You can't see any of that on the camera, but okay, maybe you can. There's a board right behind this, right? And when I built my shelf, it's about the thickness of one of these mats. So it's real thin, maybe 1.5, 2 millimeters, something like that. And what I do is I normally cut them out into like 6 by 6 squares, or maybe 8 by 8, or cut them at slight angles, or whatever the scenario dictates. Or I'll make them generic so that they can be used by any scenario, you know. And what I do is I'll build them up as a little diorama, right? A little vignette. But it's specifically a town sector. So what I'll do is I'll put a building somewhere on that square, leaving enough room on that square to place troops in. And these would be specifically for rank and file games like Bolt Action and Hail Caesar, for occupying towns. Less so for Hail Caesar, because that's usually avoiding town sectors. But Bolt Action is usually seeking, not Bolt Action, Black Powder, that's seeking town sectors. So usually I build them up for Black Powder, but also am able to use them for Hail Caesar. Okay, and so what I was going to do is, I've already got a bunch of buildings. I was probably going to construct a couple of buildings, make a couple of these town sectors. And what I normally do to delineate the edge of the town sector is I'll put a fence in, or I'll put a small little hedge, or I'll just put a faux field edge. So like the field of the directly surrounding the building will be like dirt, but I'll have grass around the edge, or I'll have a different colored dirt or something, basically just to break up the edge of the board. And what that represents is not one building. At the scale of this game, it represents about 4 to 5 buildings. So, but you only need, but to make it look good, you just make one little vignette, and then you can place figures inside the field, inside the fence line, or inside the hedge line. Okay, so I was going to do that for my Quatre Bras built-up areas. I was going to work on that today. And then I was also considering cutting up some boards for Hougoumont, La Haye Saint, and Papelotte La Haye, and I want to say Sam Hain, but that's Halloween. No, some of these other areas at Waterloo, I was thinking about cutting up, because I got this 4x8 sheet of this stuff, so I should be able to make like 20 squares easy. I was going to make like 3 to 4, maybe 3 for the Hougoumont and its surrounding area. One of them it's going to be like a bigger model once I put them all side by side. So it's going to be I've already decided this. It's going to be a multi-zoned vignette, and each zone will have its own stats, because one of the zones will be like a bunch of trees. One zone will be a garden. One zone will be the manor house building complex. So I just haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do that yet, but I was still thinking about cutting those boards out. Probably not. So this is probably a blessing in disguise. So last night I had finished my 2 regiments, 2 regiments, 2 squadrons really, or maybe this is all 4 squadrons. I kind of like to think that this is all 4 squadrons of the Guard Chasseurs that are at Waterloo. I mean at Quatre Bras. This side being front rank, and this side being Perry. And I was going to go over the differences between the two. Well, I still am. I'm going to film a Waterloo project update once I have these guys based. And that's what I was going to do on the video. That was my plan for the video, was to do some basing work on these models on camera while we talked about BS and shit and stuff and things. Okay. But two things hit me. Last night I got my Gripping Beast order in, as you can see right here. I've got now these models right here. This is not like my retail store order. It wasn't a inventory restock or anything like that. This was a personal order that I made through Gripping Beast. And they have a 5-box package that you can take advantage of. And the Dark Age Archers, okay, because these boxes are like 25 pounds a piece or something like that. And these 2 boxes were 20 pounds a piece. And so what I did was I ordered these, but if you order the 5-box package, it wound up only being like 75 pounds or something like that. So what I mean, it was stupid for me not to do it. So what I did was I ordered these 5, right? The Romans, the Dark Age Warriors, and Late Roman Light, Late Roman Heavy, and the Dark Age, because I figured I could use all of these in my Hail Caesar or what have you. So I ordered the 5-box pack. So that basically means I'm getting like 2 of these boxes for free, which basically means that this 76 pounds, I think is what it was. That's making these basically almost wholesale for me. That was awesome. So that's why I did that as well, because I don't know, I might decide to sell these. And then I went ahead and ordered these separately as they're 20 pounds each. And now the reason why I ordered these wasn't because, okay, let me kind of catch my breath. Because I've been running around this morning, and that's why we started a little late, but trying to get everything organized. Ooh, that's still a little warm, which is good, but got me some hot chocolate there. This was a test. I think I told you last Wednesday that I had placed an order earlier that week, or maybe that weekend. This came in about a week and a half. It's how long it took for them to get it to me. They shipped it by DHL, and it got here quickly. So I'm going to have to say that give DHL some kudos for their speed of delivery. GBP, which is, I guess, Gripping Beast Plastics, it took them a short time to ship, because I think I ordered it on the weekend. I talked to you guys Wednesday about the order, and then let me look at a calendar real quick. And then Friday they shipped it. So basically 5 business days, we'll say, Monday through Friday. They shipped it on Friday. And then I got it on Tuesday. That very same, I mean, the schedule says I was going to get it today, but I actually got it last night. So 2 more business days, not counting the weekend, of course. So I think that's excellent. It took them less than, from the time I order it to the time I got it, was only about 10 days, something like that, 10 or 11 days. I haven't did the math. But so I got these on Tuesday. I think I ordered them maybe Saturday or Friday or Saturday. And then the next Friday they shipped it. And then Tuesday, the very next Tuesday, I got it. Wow, that's fast. That's what I like. And that was part of the test. I basically put an order in. so that I could see how fast I would be delivered. And I'm telling you, the speed of delivery from Gripping Beast was incredible. I'm super happy with that. So now, if I ever get any commissions or anything from you guys out there with Gripping Beast in mind, it won't be 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 months before I get the figures in to be able to do a turnaround, paint them, and get them out the door. But that's one notch in the positive. Okay. But that wasn't the only reason why I ordered these. I ordered these, well, for my personal collection, if they're good. But see, that's the second point. I wanted to look at these models and see if they're any good. I've heard some people say they're good. I've heard some people say they're mediocre. I've heard some people say, you know, you can do better or whatever. And I don't know. I'm not a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not a racist. I want to say racist, but a miniaturist, a companyist. Just using these cavalry as an example. There's 2 different brands. Well, actually, there's 4 brands here. If you want to think about this, I got Front Rank Miniatures, Perry Miniatures, Warlord Games Spear. This Perry Standard I actually put on this Front Rank model, and got GMB for a flag. Okay, now I know GMB doesn't make miniatures, but yeah, that's a bunch of different companies represented just on these 2 regiments. I see some things on this regiment I really love, and I see some things on this regiment I really love, and like there's no plume, there's no cords, there's no police, where this one has the dolman, the police, the plume, basically everything. These guys got the high Hungarian boots. These guys have the boots tucked under their pants. There's just variety. The horse poses are a lot different. They're varied in Perry, where they're pretty standard, stagnant on Front Rank. These guys have the really large sheepskin saddles. They're only one of these guys is a sheepskin saddle, and it's like super hard to see. It's under his butt. But there's some advantages to both of these, and I want to kind of show them off. And I will once I get these guys based, which I was going to do today. I'm not going to do today. So I'm going to move these out of the way, get these off camera. What we're going to do today is I'm going to review these box sets that I got in. Not really review. I want to do a first-hand look. I want to take a look at these models and just kind of take a look to see if I like them or not, right? To see if they meet my standard of miniatures, because even though I say I have no standards, I really do. I don't want my miniatures to be blocks of lead just on a base. That's why I don't play 6mm games anymore, because the infantry are basically just people dropping lead onto a base and saying it's a 6mm figure. I know that's not really the way it is, and there is quite a bit of detail in a 6mm. I'm very impressed with the amount of detail I've seen in some of these 6mm miniatures, but that's why I went with 28s, is because I wanted more and more and more detail. I wanted there to be, like, when I was playing Napoleon's battles, I might order 2 of the same bags. Or I might order 1 bag because it might have like 30 or 30 plus models in the bag. So I might order 1 bag and then base those up as 2 different battalions, but all the figures would be exactly the same. Because like I used to buy a lot of Old Glory, and they would have heads looking to the right, heads looking to the left, arms slung left or right, but the uniforms would be exactly the same. Or they would be in line with the way they think the uniforms should be. And to get variety, you would have to order from different companies, which pretty much is what I've done here, but then there would be wastage because you get so many 15mm miniatures in a bag. So by going to 28mm, I've noticed that I can buy 24 infantry or 12 cavalry in 1 bag, and those bags go together. I mean, that bag of that unit in a bag gels with itself. Okay, I might wind up eating this just to settle my stomach. That was another reason why everything didn't kick off the way it should today. Was I don't want to say food poisoning. I think I'm just a little bit under the weather. I'm moving slow. I got weak muscles. I don't think it's the Rona. You know, I don't think it's any of that. I think it's just, you know, the weather change. We had our doors and windows, well, not the doors, but we had our windows open last night to let fresh air in the house and stuff like that, and it got really cold. I noticed I woke up shivering last night. I guess I could have gotten up out of bed and turned the heater on, but I guess I was too comfy with my blankets to do that. But yeah, I mean, it started to get pretty cold, and I think maybe that's why I'm kind of low energy, because I think I burned it up all while I was sleeping. I was tossing and turning and stuff like that. So I don't really think it's a sickness. I think it's more of a just low energy. Okay, so the third reason why I ordered, okay, there's couple more reasons maybe why I ordered. I went ahead and ordered 1 pack of medals because, and these are Romans. These are Republican Romans, the command base. Those of you that know my channel, you know that I do a lot of Republican Romans. I got a lot of Victrix Republicans. Caesarian Romans are also Republican Romans, for those of you that don't know. They're basically just a different plume style than your standard Principes. If they had spears, they could be Triarii, and Triarii can carry swords as well. You know, the pilums, the shield shape. So Republican, because Caesarian Romans were technically Romans of Caesar, which I think he was adopting the Marian reforms. Now, I'm not the perfect historian, so don't hold me to account on this. But the Marian reforms got rid of the Principe, Hastati, Triarii lineup, and they went with legionaries, which were all like Principes. So basically, all the Hastati and Triarii was abolished or reformed into legionaries, but their equipment was still all Principe equipment. Basically the heavy armored guys. And so if you wanted to use your Caesarian Romans as your Principes in a older Republican army, like when you're fighting Hannibal Lecter, Hannibal in the Africa or in Italy, or if you want to do, when you're going up against the Celti-Iberians, or I'm not sure if the Samnites or any of those early period Italians would really go with the Hastati Principe Triarii lineup, but I think they do. I think they all still line up, but I know I'm getting off on a tangent because of these figures, but so I personally don't have a problem using Warlord Games Caesarian Romans intermixed with you maybe make one unit of them and call them a Principe unit. I wouldn't call them Hastati or Triarii just because of the chain armor. I think I would just call them Principes. But you still can, and that's the period I want to do. I want to do the earlier Republic where you got the Hastati and the Triarii, the Velites, out there, and go up against Hannibal and his elephants and stuff like that in the desert or in Italy. But I also want to be able to do like the Gaelic Wars and the Celtic Wars, Germanics and stuff like that. And so I think I would be able to basically make an army, or at least gather enough figures that could be used for either. I think the Velites lived on into the later Republic, so I don't think I have a problem with that. So my point is, I ordered some Republicans, I ordered some Dark Age warriors, which on the boxes they looked like they could easily be Celts or Germanics. Same thing with the Cav. The late Roman light Cav, it's Cav, right? But the late Roman infantry definitely look like they would have to be late Roman, like when the legionaries are carrying these square shields. These guys are carrying the oval shields, which I can make them mercenaries, or I could just actually make them Romans. I'll have to take a look at I'm not really in or up on my late Roman uniforms. I'm more of a Republican Roman fan. So we'll do some research on that. But I do want to look at these miniatures, and I ordered some medals specifically to add to my collection, but also to look at the quality of the metal molding and the actual metal consistency, because Gripping Beast, and this is news to some people, Gripping Beast is in the process of acquiring Front Rank. The first time I noticed, it said the 14th was, which would have been last Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Thursday, is when it was supposed to be acquired. And then when I went to and available for purchase on the Gripping Beast website, So I went back and looked, and it said there was a delay because the lawyers had to work out some wording in the contract or something like that. So that's fine. So it's impending. It's imminent. You know, it's going to be happening soon. But I wanted to order some of their metal to see if these metals meet up to my front rank, front rank standards. And if they do, then I won't have any problem ordering front rank models from Gripping Beast. But if the Gripping Beast models are deficient, then I'm going to have concerns when ordering front rank from Gripping Beast. I'll probably order a couple of test bags and see what they look like before I commit to ordering hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of resources into figures. Now, before we leave today, I'm definitely going to review all these. Okay. Last but not least, there was an unexpected surprise in the box. This is a Halloween figure, Trick or Treat. It's a Dwarven Axeman. He's Dwarven. He's metal. He's got a shield and an axe. He's your I don't want to say generic, but he is basically a generic Dwarven warrior. This is an awesome looking miniature too. I actually opened up this package and took a look at this miniature. This miniature has got some serious detail on it. It's got some good molding and work and no flash or anything. This is a top-notch 100%. This figure is as good as any other figure that I've ever seen by any other company. So yeah, so that's a good sign for front rank. Okay, so let me go ahead and move these guys out of the way. We'll open one of these boxes at a time. We'll take a look at the figures, and I'll have my comments about them. Okay, so give me like a minute to get rid of these. One thing I don't like about this Perry setup, their officer has his sword sticking way out front, and it sticks out beyond the horse, and I've bent it like 3 times already. So I anticipate over the course of years of gaming with this, that sword is probably going to break off. Okay, I'll put basing material on those in off camera. Okay, yeah, I gotta settle my stomach. Whew. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a video today. I was getting ready to film an apology saying decided not to do a video today. But when I sat down to do the video, I said to myself, I could just go live. You know, if I'm going to go on an apology tour, I could just turn it into a late video. So I hope you guys appreciate the fact that my stomach doesn't feel well. My muscles, which I'm not saying I have any, but the ones that I do feel like, you know, that you get that little, like, when you're right on the verge of getting a cold or you're getting sick, you start to tingle, your skin starts to tingle. That's where I'm at. Okay. Okay, that's crummy. I.e., lots of crumbs. Okay, I also have a embarrassing reveal. I have a Brio. The camera that I'm pointing at right now, that's a Brio. That's a 4K camera. I don't video in 4K because my computer is it's an i7 9700K, so it's nice. It's 9th gen. It's 2 gens old, but and it's an i7. It's super fast, like 5 gigahertz or something like that. So it's really good. And I've got a 1070 video graphics card, and that's also pretty bestial. It's not a 3070. It's not a, you know, it's not anything like super new, but but a 1070 is, I don't like swapping out graphics cards for at least 5 years. Same thing with processors. So my computer's about 2 years old. I know it's obsolete already, right? As soon as I put it together, it was obsolete. But when I plug a Brio into it, it gives me the option to go and record and stream 4K. Well, I've noticed that my computer can't really handle multiple cameras. Sometimes I'll have a video going on the screen. Sometimes I'll have multiple cameras. And the way I discovered that was I used to stream my D&D games at the table, and I would set up 3 cameras. I would set up one on this shelf facing the guys on that side of the table, and then one on this shelf facing the guys on this side of the table, and then one at the end of the table facing me, being the referee usually. And then I would stream, and I would have 2 rows of cameras, like the top camera being one side of the table and the bottom camera being the other side of the table. And then over on the corner, like it is now, there would be a camera for me, right? And I bought the Brio for the individual camera action, like whenever I do individual videos or something like that where there's only one camera. But my other cameras are 1080. They're the 922s. And when I tried to run all 3 of them together and have the Brio at 4K, my computer just went chug, 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 and it just didn't work. So I lowered it down to 1440, and it works pretty good. Works fine. Okay. I went into a tangent because that's not what I wanted to talk about. Okay. So this camera here that is facing the table is a 922. It's my 1080p camera. And this camera over here is my Brio, which is 1440 resolution. A couple of days ago, before I even got a chance to really organize my camera actions, I'm going to swap them. But I have not swapped them in the past because the Brio came with this mount to mount on a monitor. and there's no place to screw a tripod mount to. There is on the 922. I thought, because the bracket on the bottom of the Brio looks like it should come off, or it's not very wobbly, but it's very loose. So I said, you know what, this thing might come off. And I've tried twisting it various different ways, and I couldn't get it off, and I didn't want to break it, you know. And so I've had that thing for maybe 2 years, same as the computer. And the other night, I was watching a guy or a gal, I don't remember, said what the best cameras were, because I like to stay up to date with technology and stuff like that. And he had a video saying what the best cameras for live streaming during this time, right, where everybody's at home. And so I didn't want to call it a pandemic because I got thoughts about that. Okay, but there is a bunch of people at home doing video conferencing, video calls, gaming over the internet, talking to their friends, family via the internet. He said these are like the 10 best cameras for doing that. And he got to the Brio, and his Brio was sitting on a table on a tripod. And I was like, how the F did he do that? Does he have and it said it comes with a bracket. Or let me back up. He didn't say this. He just had it there on a tripod. And I was like, can that be done? How do you do that? So 2 years later, I go on the internet and I Google how to mount a Brio to a tripod. Instead of just trying to do it myself for the last 2 years and failing, I decided I was going to reach out and see if somebody else knew how to do it. Lo and behold, there was a guy that explained how to do it. The bracket underneath the Brio doesn't unscrew, because that's what you would think it would do, because it's a threaded bracket. And it doesn't just pop off. You have to take it and rock it left and right until it comes out. I didn't know that. So I did it. I went, da, 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 boop, it came right out. And I looked inside, there's threaded hole. I'm like, oh my gosh. I've had it for 2 years. And the way I've mounted it to my tripod, because sometimes I'll use it to film armies or myself when I'm sitting at the table or whatever. I've always taken it and just taken the monitor bracket and just fit it tightly over my tripod mount and just let it sit there instead of actually, I don't know, attaching it. So that's me just being stupid. So that's embarrassing. So now that I know it'll mount to a tripod, I'm going to switch these two cameras around. So we're going to have this camera be the Brio in 1440, better resolution, and then my face be the 1080, because who wants to look at this ugly mug, right? Nobody. So I might even just take this camera and turn it off. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so, but today, for this video, I mean, I guess I could swap it right now, and we could do like we could do a swap live, but I don't want to worry about all that. What we're going to do is we're going to review these metals real quick, but I'm noticing that you're not going to see these metals. I'm going to need to bring them up where you can, I might need to turn the camera or something so that the shadow of the camera and the light are not see, I don't like this dark patch right here, and that's where the light and the camera because my light is over there. So we might have to move it like that so there's less darkness, more lightness. Okay. Let me see which of these goggles that I'm wearing has less blurriness on my monitor. I think I might have autofocus on because maybe I don't know. Moving my drink because it's right under the camera. And if any lead or anything falls off of these figures, I don't want it to fall into my drink. Yeah, I don't have autofocus on. The reason why is because it tends to go and I don't like that. But let's turn it on. Wait, is that open somewhere? It is. Wait, focus. Auto. Yeah, you see what it just did? Okay. Does that look like it's focused? Yeah, maybe. But now. Yeah. Okay, there we go. It came into focus, but then it loses its focus. See, and a lot of people will put their hands up to give it a full focus or a template or something to grip onto to focus. Whoa, man, I can't control my figure. Oh, okay. Now I see what's up. I have this camera set up in a way where the majority of the picture is off camera. So this is the center. I'm pointing directly at the center of the camera right now. So I need to be more to the right. Okay, got it. Okay, look at this dwarf. I know. See how the focus comes in and out and in and out. I don't like that. I hate that actually. So I'm going to control the focus manually. It's the way I prefer to do it anyway. Turn that auto BS off. Okay. Yeah, much better. All right. So take a look at that chainmail. Belt pouch. Little lanyard on his axe. Dwarven face. The hair textures. Helmet, the axe, more chainmail. Split in the back. You can see he's got his little undershirt on. Strap for the shield. His belt. Van brace. He's got a van brace on. That might be a cuffed glove, but yeah, it might be a cuffed glove. It's hard to tell. And the shield looks good. Okay, there's a little sprue line right there, but I can, or mold line, I can get rid of that. That's a beautiful looking free miniature. And I like dwarves. Okay. You might notice, or you might not, because now there's no focus. But there's a couple of Roman heads in this bag. They came out of the box set. When I got these delivered to me in the box, in the shipping box, these miniatures, these metal miniatures, were tucked away inside one of these other boxes. So I had to open those boxes to get these figures out, and when I did, a couple of heads came with it. So I could understand if these two bags are shifting around inside the a plastic box, it's going to possibly dislodge a head or something like that. Okay. I was going to say, let's change. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's max zoom. Let's change the focus just a little bit. Okay, yeah. That's the best I can do with this camera. Came with 4 figures. Scale-wise, they're 28 millimeter to the brim of their helmet, not the top of their helmet, just above the eyes to the bottom of their feet, not the bottom of the base, is 28 millimeter, 27, 28 millimeter. That's good. That's perfect. And they look realistically sized. Okay, they don't look overly fat or you know, they don't look miniaturized. Like I know that a lot of companies will make their legs thicker and their arms thicker and their weapons thicker so that because they're playing pieces, and you're looking at them from a distance on the table and you want them to be a little chunkier. But in this case, these guys seem to be lifelike or realistic scale, which I like. A lot of Perrys are more realistic scale, but like Front Rank tends to be thicker. Warlord is kind of, yeah, heroic scale. They're probably a little extra big too. Victrix is a little extra big. I'm hearing someone outside, so my wife might be home. Yep, there she is. Is it nice out?
Yeah, it's very nice out.
Okay.
Like 70 something. Somebody left the door open.
Also, yeah, it comes with 3 shields, and the shield would go right on this warrior. He's carrying either a spear or a pilum or a sword, because they include 2 swords. And this guy's got his arm up and behind, and this guy's got his arm up and across. The officer and the soldier, but the soldier's got a breastplate and not chainmail, so he might be, like they say, I don't know, Republican. He's probably an officer of some kind, but he's got the 3. I'm gonna do some close-ups. I don't want to go constantly changing zoom up and down, but he's got the 3 feathers on the top of his head, and this guy's got the Caesarian plume, you know. So does this guy. No, he's got more of a, it's a very small wolf pelt head. Okay. And this guy's just got a tunic on. He's got the big trumpet, the big, I can't remember what that trumpet's called. It's got a big circle to it. Got the standard pole with a hand at the top for the Legion. But yeah, you get 3 shields. Now, I guess they're giving you an opportunity if you want to like glue it to his back or something like that, because they would sometimes carry shields themselves to fight. I would think that this officer, he doesn't really have a place to put the shield. You can mount it on his arm that's holding on to his gladius sheath, or you could just not give him a shield. So basically I'm planning on only just using one of these shields, and the other 2 are going to be extra for future projects or whatever. Okay, and the standard bearer, he's got like an arm grip, and that's going to work pretty good. All right, let me zoom in and let you guys actually see what I'm seeing. Maybe I should remember the focus number, because these focuses are numbered. Okay, that's 30. All right, that's what we'll do. See the plume that I was talking about? See, there's some good detail on that miniature. Okay, there is a line, but that's where his cord is, so that's actually good. That's a good thing. It looks like there's a separation of miniature there, but it's not. It's a belt. Okay. He's got his tassels. He's got his greaves. And you see this arm that where he's gripping his gladius sheath. Got some muscle definition. That's good. He's got his up arm over. Yeah, these miniatures are just perfectly fine. They're going to be washed because they've got some mold release on them. But that's fine. The faces look good too. You can see they're not overly bulky. And that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for good molds, good metal, because different companies will use different metals. I also just learned that I watched the Warlord Games open house. A couple of different people did a couple of different videos showing what their experience at the open house. And one of the guys mentioned that when he was in the actual molding room where they actually cast the molds, Warlord has different metal for different countries because of their own individual laws about miniature figures. More silver or more tin or pewter or whatever in the mold, and so that might be why some of the prices fluctuate. It is exactly one of the reasons why prices fluctuate between countries. It's not just the shipping or whatever. It's actually the metal is made of a different material. That was interesting to learn. I don't know if other companies do that. Maybe they do. Okay, yeah, we got some old lines right there. But this guy's standard bearer, so he's going to have either a wolf or a lion pelt. And then there you can see that's a very... That wolf head is very non-binary. That could be a lion. It's hard to tell. That is hard to tell. Okay, and this guy would have, okay, let me bring him back up. This guy would have the standard in his hand right there. That's pretty cool. Okay. They come with a couple of gladius swords. And here's the warrior I was talking about. At first, I thought this arm was a little bit stubby, but then I realized that's a peg that goes in the back of a shield to give it its. Glad it didn't fall in my drink. Yeah. To give him his sword, his shield look, and then his hand is up here for that sword, and there he's got his 3 feathers. This guy doesn't look like he's got a whole lot of detail on him. Looks like almost an afterthought, but still pretty good. I'm still happy with it. A little cleaning, a little washing. You should be good. Okay, so as of right now, I'm pleased with the metal coming from Gripping Beast. All right, now there's another point as we go through these box sets. Okay, let me go ahead and take the last bite. Okay, I've got 2 of these. I have 2 of these, so we only need to do a review of 1 because I'm going to assume the second one is exactly the same. Bear with me. For those of you that are observant, you might have noticed that I've got a different patch on today. Normally, I'll wear this hat, which has got the XCOM patch on there, right? But today I've decided to wear this hat, which has got my Alien Hunter. I've got like 100 different patches. Okay, maybe not 100, but still, I've got a lot. Okay, I can throw this away. I'm gonna switch glasses because this is my viewing the monitor glasses, and this is looking at miniature figure glasses. And half of the reason why I'm opening these up for you guys today is for me. I want to see what they look like. This is part of my test that I'm running. I know there's some glare. Okay, so this is the Dark Age Archer box. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this too. My mind has been really with Hail Caesar, right? And so I was going to base these guys up, mount them and everything for either Skirmish, because that's always a good set, or Hail Caesar. maybe some SPQR. Yeah, maybe mount them up individually for SPQR or mount them for Hail Caesar. Well, I did a little research. Okay, these are interesting. Got a bunch of these big bases. These are 80 by 40. So basically, each of these is like 2 bases side by side. That's cool. I might be able to use those or something. Okay, so after I ordered these, I was curious. I was like, okay, these are, they claim to be suitable for use with sword point, ancient and medieval game rules. And so I thought I'd give them a chance, right? I said, okay, what is sword point? And, you know, how come I haven't heard of it before? So, so I've been doing a little bit of video filing. I've been going through other people's videos of sword point. There's a couple of guys out there that do some pretty good videos. I think I could do better. I think I could do a boot camp. And based on what I've read or seen or heard from these guys, it seems like it's a really fun system. It seems like it's got some nuance to it, and it's got a little bit of it's got some complication, but it's not overly complicated. I think I could teach someone how to play this game in like 5 minutes or less. And I think we could play an actual fairly large scale game, and I'm talking hundreds of figures on the table in just a few hours. So to me, that's exactly where I want it to be. But I've already got rules for Romans and stuff like that, and Hail Caesar is a fun game system. But what I noticed was this game goes into the Middle Ages. Hail Caesar only touches on the very early part of the Middle Ages, maybe the Dark Ages. It doesn't really get into Agincourt, 100 Years' War, War of the Roses. It doesn't do any of that. And Sword Point has an expansion book for just that. It has like 40 armies in there, all the way from Burgundians to Franks to French and English, Plantagenets, Lancastrians. You know, basically there's a bunch of army lists that I personally have interest in. I'm a big 100 Years' War guy. I want to play 100 Years' War, and Hail Caesar doesn't let me do that. There are some online resources that you can download, 100 Years' War army lists and stuff like that, and play Hail Caesar. But it's not the same when the rules aren't designed for that. When you're backward trying to make something backwards compatible, it just doesn't fit. And Sword Point does. Not only is Sword Point, and I can't attest to this. I'm only saying what I've seen on other people's videos. And from what I've read, that it seems like it's a really well thought out game. Now, they're on their second edition. But my understanding is if you have the first edition book, you only need to get the second edition PDF, which is like a download from the Gripping Beast website, to make the changes. Think of it like an errata sheet. That's pretty good. So what that's telling me is they made this game Sword Point 1. They've played it for a couple of years and realized that there were some things that needed to be fixed, and they made an errata sheet. And that errata sheet is version 2, which fixes those things. And then after that, they decided, hey, let's just go ahead and print the second edition book with all those erratas already in it. That's just mind-boggling smart, right? That's just great. A lot of their models are molded by Renedra, right? The bases, the figures. Perry Warlord, they all use Renedra plastic, so that's great. So I don't have any problem with, I already can tell you I don't have any problem with the plastic material or the molding process. I just have to take a look at the actual molds and see if they're any good. Okay, it looks like all of these sprues are exactly the same. I wonder if Sword Point could have an expansion for fantasy armies. I don't see why they couldn't. You could have some orcs or some goblins or skeletons or whatever. Okay, yep, they're all exactly the same. There's 5, 10 sprues at 3 figures per sprue, giving you 30 models. Okay, 30 models at 20 pounds is, in English, about $1 a figure. Maybe a little bit less than $1 a figure. That's great. That's a good cost. Especially when they're giving you bases, right? So you don't have to worry about bases. Now these bases are extra big, so I'm concerned. Now I haven't really gotten into it, but in Hail Caesar, every base is 40 by 40, and the cav is 50 by 50, and there's always 6 bases in a unit. Period. I mean, you can have small units, you can have large units, you can have tiny units, yes, but your standard size unit is always 6 bases. And there's ways to change formation, you know, columns and stuff like that. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's take a look at these figures. I'm liking them already. I only have to glue the head on, except for this one guy. I got to glue his bow to his hand. But other than that, they're all one. I would consider these guys to be easy build. Okay, let's put this on 30. And let's take a look at them. Okay. Let me scoot up so I can brace my arms. And I'm just going to do this real quick for you guys because I am going to do a separate full-length video on the quality of these figures and probably the ease of paint. Okay, so you got like 3 heads, 3 guys, 3 poses, a bow that could be put in this hand in a variety of different ways. You could turn it depending on how you want to do it, but really technically there's not very many poses. And these guys are just your Celt, Germanic, you know, just Dark Age archers. Okay. And you get 30 of them. So with 2 boxes, I'm getting 60 of them. That's still not 3 units, right? Because a unit would be 24 figures. So that would be almost 2 boxes making 3 units. But maybe a command stand here or there. But my gut is telling me that these guys would not be based 4 per base and using 6 bases. I looked at a couple of the rules, and I think the number of bases varies, right? So you can have units with 2 bases, you can have units with 3 bases, and it'll just fluctuate. Okay, I don't like the way that went in. So what I'm going to do, see if I can get it to work like that. Oh, look at that. Okay. So that's 2 of my 7 boxes. Dark Age Archers. Dark Age Archers. And the next one we're going to do is Dark Age Warriors. Now these look to be a little bit later, like maybe Vikings. Now in this box you're going to get 40 models. And that might be why it's £5 more expensive. Use these to represent almost any unarmored European warrior from the late antiquity to early medieval period. They might be found as auxiliaries in the Byzantines, in the Goth hordes, Roman Empire, lining a shield wall of the Battle of Hastings, supporting the thugs of Alfred the Great, the herdmen of the Viking enemies, or even raiding unsuspected villages throughout this period. Yeah, so they can represent a wide variety of guys. All right, now it comes with a Renedra 20mm base. So if you want to mount your guys individually, you can, in groups. There's a 40x40 right there. It comes with one of these. So there's probably 40 slots on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 36. There's 44 slots for figures on those bases, it looks like. But again, I'm probably not going to mount them individually. I don't know. I am planning on getting the sword point rules in. And when I do, I'm also going to get the medieval expansion for it. The one with Azure. I'm going to get all of them in because I'm going to sell it. Period. I'm going to sell the sword point rules on my site, but I'm going to get them in, and I'm going to get the medieval expansion for myself because I'm going to do some Agincourt stuff, some 100 Years War. Okay, now all of these sprues are exactly the same. I can pretty much see that right here. Yep, these are all exactly the same. You get 4, you get 9, no, 8. You get 8 sprues of 5, so that's going to give you 40 guys. All right. Okay, so I'm going to glue their heads on. This one actually has a few extra heads, so it looks like it has, no, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it looks like there's 7 heads. They're almost all spearmen, but there are a couple of slingers. Oh, a couple more slingers. There's a horn. I guess I could throw, and an axe and a sword. 1, 2, 3 slingers. 5 shields, so everybody has a shield. Okay, let's zoom it in and take a look at them. And again, like I said, I'm going to do a video on each of these boxes, reviewing the models. But this is basically just for you guys to take a look. And for me to do like a first impressions. The shields, I'm liking the shields, the wood texture. And then the flat. Now, Gripping Beast does have their own line of little big men decals that you can use on your shields. And you can see the Renedra, Dark Age, and then the Gripping Beast plastics sprue number. So Renedra must do a lot of business with a bunch of different companies. Okay, let's go with some frontals. You got the heads there. I like that lace work on the calves. Okay. So that's the warriors. I'm thinking that the thing that folds underneath here is catching on a figure and it's causing a problem. Nope, maybe not. Maybe they just don't go in like that. Okay, I can see that. Okay, what I'm thinking is they probably overlap just a little bit. So let's do a house of cards kind of thing. Oh, look at that. There they go. We're in with room. Dark Age Warriors. Last but not least, we're going to do the Dark Age Cavalry. Dark Age Cavalry. You can make 12 cavalrymen. They can be used to represent unarmored cavalry of the period from 380 to 880, including Ostrogoths, Visigoths, Vandals, Franks, Germans, Rules, Lombards, amongst others. Yeah, so I don't see a problem with making these my barbaric Hail Caesar guys. But I think I'm going to do some sword point. I might have to rebase some guys for sword point. Hail Caesar might not be the way to go anymore. I'm going to have to just review the rules when I get them in. I'm going to review the rules. I'll do a boot camp. And yeah, we'll see if they're really any good. Okay, these are your basic 50 by 50s. There's 6 of them, just like your standard 12-figure Hail Caesar unit. And these sprues are not all exactly the same. Or are they? Hold on. Maybe they are. Yep, these are all exactly the same. Okay, so you get 3 horses on a sprue, 3 riders, 4 sprues, so you're getting 12 cav. But even though there's only 3 horses, you are getting 6 shield styles. Actually, it's 2 shield styles, round or the ovals. I guess depending on which ones you want to use. You're getting... Why would you need 4 spears? The spear designs are all different, and probably the arm positioning is different. Getting 2 axes, 2 swords. Not 3 and 3. Okay, the head-wise, I'm getting a variety of different helmet styles. An extra plume to put on one. Bear heads, 3 bear heads. So I could do everybody with no helmet on if I wanted. I'm getting the dragon horn. They call that something. I think they might have put it down here. Now, the drac horn or whatever it's called. The horses look very basic, but that's good because that's what they're supposed to be. Oh, there's an extra head that fell off. I'll have to put it in that plastic bag. Yeah, everything looks really good. I'm happy with these plastic molds. I don't know what people are talking about. Okay, let's zoom in and take a look at it for ourselves. Whoa, that's too far. There we go. Let's take a look at the horses real quick. Very pronounced straps, so it should be easy to paint. Horse heads. See, everything looks very basic on these guys, but that's what they're supposed to be, right? They'd be great for medievals as well, medieval horses. Okay. Tunics. They look good. I don't have any problem with these molds. Yeah, they look good. The arms. Heads and shields. Okay. Hairstyles look pretty good. I'm liking it. I am digging it, actually. Helmets. And then there's that plume I was talking about. And then there's only 2 styles of shields all the way across. Wood or leather. Yeah, that looks good. Back to the basing. In this game, I think it kind of uses the open order, closed order, skirmish order, like light infantry, heavy infantry kind of thing. And the base sizes, depending on the way your army is, like if it's open order, closed order, what have you, is variable. So that's why that's another reason why I need to get sword point in, is so that I can see what their basing convention is and base accordingly. All right, now we're getting into the Romans. And here we go. We're going to do some late Roman infantry. Now these do not have those square shields. These are the ovals. But you can see they're wearing chainmail. They're not wearing this segmentata. Yeah, so, and you can see they, if I remember right, based on what I read, let's read it. Yeah, there's unarmored and armored frames. Okay. And I think you're limited on what you can put together. This is the box that I opened earlier to get these metals out of it. That's why everything's kind of pinched. Also, it gives you a 44 sprue, but I don't think I'm going to be basing individually. I don't know. These might go up on the store separately, just depending on what I need once I get the sword point rules in, which I haven't ordered yet. I have a pending request from Gripping Beast to become a dealer, to get a trade agreement with them. And they've already emailed me back once asking me to verify a couple of things, which I did. And now I'm just waiting for them to reply saying that I can order via this way or that way, or I don't know how they work their trade. Because I know, like, Warlord has a separate spreadsheet you have to mail in, and Victrix has a separate website you got to go to, and so different companies have their own personal way that they want you to order from them, and I don't know what Gripping Beast's requests are. So once we figure, and I don't even know what my discount would be if I even get one. So, but if I get a discount or not, it doesn't matter. I'm going to order the sword point. If I don't get a discount, then my prices might have to be a little higher than, or I might not order as many figures from them. Because just telling you guys, I don't mind ordering at full price. What I'll do is, like, let's just use $20 as an example, and this is just going to be this is not going to be indicative of actual costs. So don't say, well, he said $20 is going to be this. No, so don't worry about that. But this is just a general idea. If I order a box off of someone's website, let's say Gripping Beast, and let's just say it's a $25 box set, and I pay $25 for it, but I buy enough of them where I get free shipping, let's just say, because they've got 100 pounds or more gets free shipping on their website, which that's another thing. That's super awesome. That's another reason why I ordered what I did on this last, so I could get free shipping. So I won't need to add any shipping. So it'll just be a $25 box. I'll get it in and I'll put it on my site for $25. There's zero profit, right? And then I will put actual shipping. So if it costs me $8 to ship it to you, it's going to cost you $8 in addition to the $25. You pay for the shipping. So there's no skin off my back, right? Zero. I get these figures in and I sell them. Now there's also no profit. There's only risk. But the reason why I get them in is so that I will have figures available for me to paint. So I'll paint them and then I will post them on the site for, I don't know, let's just say $50. That's where my profit comes in. My profit comes in from me selling my work, my painting work, not trying to profit off of the figures. But if I get a discount, let's say a 50% discount, that's high. But let's just say I get a 50% discount. Well, then that means I'll be able to order twice as many boxes as I would without the discount, which means I'll have even more figures to paint. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's take a look at these guys. There are a couple of different sprues because I see a command sprue here. And there's another command sprue. Okay. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of these with 5 guys. Okay. So that's 40 models right there. And then each of these have 2 models, 2 command. You can make an officer, maybe. You've got this type of musician, but then you've also got the Dragonlords. I guess that's a standard, really, or you got the standard, right? And there's a couple of heads right there, a couple of extra arms. Okay, so if I wanted to, I can make a standard bearer and a musician, a different type of standard bearer and an officer. Or I can mix and match or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay. One of these guys has got chainmail. 2 of them have bows. And 2 of them are unarmored. So that's basically 3 different units in my opinion. So with 8 stands, I'm making 16 archers. I'm making 8 armored guys. That's not a whole lot of armored guys. And then 16 unarmored guys. So if I make 8 armored guys, that's basically 2 stands of 4. But I think the archers are not going to be mounted 4 per base. I think they're going to be mounted 6, but a bigger base. Or maybe 3 on a bigger base. Maybe they're open order or something. I don't know. We're going to have to figure that out. Okay, let's zoom this in so you can see what the quality of these models are. I think they're really good. I like the little circles on their tunics. It's going to make it easier for me to put a color inside there and give them like a traditional Roman tunic. I like the straps on the shoulders as well. I think that's pretty cool. The straps on the cabs are very pronounced. I'm happy about that. The molds are very pronounced. I'm happy about that. Okay, so I'm very happy about that. Spear-wise, yeah, just like any other spears I've ever seen. No, nothing too special, but nothing bad either. There's a couple of swords. These look longer than Gladius's, though. Okay. And then you got the oval shields. There's 4 of them. And then you get a round shield as well. But the archers are probably not going to be using shields anyway, so I don't know. Insides of the shields, you got the wood, and then you got the leather strapping. Yeah, I'm digging it. Let's take a look at these command sprues. Musician or standard bearer. But he's got that late Roman tunic. And then there's the dragon standard. Right? I don't really know how that plays in unless they are like German mercenaries or something. And then you got that. Okay, there's the officer's chainmail. Okay, well that helmet has like a horsehair plume. Very interesting. Come on, get in there. Okay, it's only taken me 5 boxes to make it easy. Now I want to kind of show this off a little bit. This is their painted figures. I like that, the way the circles are right there. I really like those circles. Because they're like patches. Okay, now I have 2 cavalry. I've got light and heavy. I'm getting some strength back. Okay, again, it's 12. It's cavalry. There's going to be 4 sprues. They're all going to be exactly the same. I'm just guessing. There's going to be 6 bases. 50mm bases. Sprues are all exactly the same. That's fine. If there's enough variety on the sprue, then it doesn't matter. 3 horses. Oh my gosh. I'm getting 6 torsos on the, and they're separate from the riders. So or the legs. You get 3 sets of legs, but you get 6 torsos. Now I see spears and I see bows. Bows in a quiver. I see arrows in a quiver, a horn, javelins in a quiver, an axe, a ton of heads, a sword. What are these? bucklers maybe. And then some really small shields. Okay, these shields look like they're mounted on their forearm or their upper arm, like their bicep. And it shows these bows mounted on their side. But if they've got their bow in their hand, they won't need it in the quiver. So you could just snip them off. Or if they're going to be carrying swords or spears, you can leave the bow in the quiver. That's cool, because you can just snip them off. And this horse looks like it's charging, and its tail is like straight back. Okay, so there's a little bit of variety. Let's zoom in and take a look at these. Start with the horses. Again, these horses are basic. I wonder if I could alternate them between sets to kind of give myself even more variety. But these have those little tassels, so maybe I don't want to do that. And the inside are just, you know, your peg and hole kind of thing. Okay, so torsos. Okay, he's obviously an archer. All right, so we'll have to kind of figure out how to work those. Looks like a horn right there. See what I mean about the quiver and the bow? I might have to snip that off. There's the shooting bows right there. There's the javelins in the quiver. Different size shields, all right, and then you got these little things, which I think they're bucklers, but I don't know. I'll have to take a look. And then the heads, got some good ones. I like that guy. All right. One last one. It's the late Roman heavy cap. Chainmail and big shields. Now that guy's got like a mask on. Okay, same bases. They're all the same sprue. What's interesting about this sprue is you basically get your 3 guys in chainmail and a standard. So I could technically have 3 standards out of this, or 4 standards if I wanted. But you also get 4 spears. There's only 3 horses, so you would think you'd only need 3 spears. So I'm going to have a lot of extra parts, it looks like. And a variety of different helmet styles. A couple of swords, a couple of axes. All right, let's take a look. Again, basic horses. These horses don't have tassels, so I could probably swap these out with the German horses to give more variety. Okay, the guys in chainmail. And then there's the standard. Axe and sword, sword and axe. And then 4 spears. And then heads. Let's take a look at heads and shields. Okay, gotta go this way. Oval and round is the option. And then the heads. Whoop, come on. All right, there we go. A lot of good heads. This seems like a very basic set. Everybody's the same. But when you started to get late in the Roman period, they went with more of a uniform organization. Their army was very cookie cutter, but they did that on purpose, you know, to manage their logistics and to make the army feel like they were part of something bigger. I didn't see that guy with the mask, but I didn't look too close either. Yeah, represent late Romans, early Byzantine, 380 to 500 AD. Goes with your Dark Age cavalry, warriors, and archers, and late Roman infantry. Yeah, so those are all probably about the same time period. Okay, so what is my review or my overall interpretation of these figures? Well, I think let's go ahead and get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Okay, we should be good. Yeah, the plastics by Renedra I think are awesome. I don't have any problem with them. They have just enough detail to make painting them gonna be fun. The model sizes all appear to be about the right size. They're not too big. They're not too small. They're good. I mean, they're good models. A cavalry unit, okay, a box of 12 cavalry unit for 25 pounds. You know, 24 pounds, $24.99 or whatever it is. To me, that comes out to maybe $30, $35, something like that. Which makes it about maybe $3 a model. That seems good. That seems normal plastics, right? About $1 per plastic infantry and about $3 for plastic cavalry. Sounds really good. Now I did go on their website, and I'm not going to pull it up for you guys, but I went on their website. I kind of looked at their metal models, a box or a bag with 4 guys. That comes to like 6 pounds. If you break that down, that's £1.50 a model. £1.50 a model is about, I don't know, what is that, 10 pence? I don't know how the British pound works, but silver. The front rank was £1.40, so £1.50 is right in line. I don't see a problem with that. The quality is very good. I love this dwarven figure. I really like that dwarven figure. But yeah, so price wise, I think they're good prices. Quality wise, I think they're good quality. Am I going to order more models from them? Absolutely. Hopefully, I get my trade deal with them. If not, I'm still going to order the rules, and I might get my 100 Years War models somewhere else, but I might not. I might order directly from them. It doesn't matter, you know. Yeah. Okay. So thanks for coming out. I think that's where we're going to end it today. I didn't get a lot of comments or a lot of chatting going on, but that's okay. We're okay with that. Got my, and next time we do this, I'm going to switch out the cameras. I'm going to have my Brio looking at the table. I might get a better resolution because you can kind of see a little bit of fuzz. I think I can anyway. And then we can put the 1080 on my face. That way you won't have to see me in high detail. I'm going to be finishing up those old guard chasseurs. I just have to base them up or do up their bases. Once I do up their bases, then I'm going to do a video tonight on those. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to do a video on each of these sword point boxes. I do want to make some city town center vignettes, but I might hold off on that. I don't know. All my commissions are up to date. I do have an order from Warlord coming in with some Hungarians, believe it or not. One of my customers requested some Hungarians be done, so I ordered some Hungarians. So I'm waiting for that Warlord order to come in. Do I have anything else pending? Just the Warlord, right? I was going to have... Oh, yeah. I was thinking of ordering some Artisan World War II, but each time I click on their site, it looks like there's an error. So I don't know what's going on over there. I might have to order some Artisan from somebody else. Maybe North Star or something. I do plan to order some Sword Point, the rules and the expansions. I'm kind of waiting to see if I get a discount before I do that order. So basically I'm being greedy. But I do want to get those orders in because I want to start working on building some Sword Point armies. And it looks like, just from watching some other battle reports, it looks like the armies are way smaller. You know, they're 5 or 6 units on a side and not 30 units like in a Hail Caesar. I got this Hail Caesar campaign book for the Caesarians going into Germany, right? It's the Battles of Caesar or something like that is what it's called. The force you have on the table is 3 divisions. They call it I guess each division is considered like a cohort or something. But you have 5 units of legionaries in each division. So that's 15 units. That doesn't seem like it's a whole lot, to be honest, when I compare it to my black powder. But in a medieval game, that's kind of large. And then you have archers and cavalry in the same division. So you're looking at 7 or 6 or 7, well, 7, about 7 units per division. So I'm looking at like 21 units on the table just for the Romans. And then you go across the table to the Germans, The Germans also have 5 or 6 units per division, but their units are massive units, twice as many figures. So like 48 figures or 50 figures representing their war bands. And so I'm seeing somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 times 50. So what's that, 150? No, 500, 750. Well, let me do my math right. 15 units at 50 figures. 50 figures at 10 units, that's 500 figures. Plus another half, 750. So 750 figures just for Germanics in that normal, basic campaign book. That's way too many figures. Where in Sword Point, I'm visualizing maybe 200 figures per side. Yeah. And especially in Agincourt or whatever, if I really wanted to push it, I could probably have like 6 or 7 men-at-arms units, and then maybe another 8 archer units. That's still not 750 units for the English, that is. There needs to be a lot of cavalry for the French, but I'm okay with that. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure out how the point values work, if they have any scenarios, and how they look. Sword Point's going to be a new thing for me, so I'm excited to get it in and take a look at it and see what it's all about. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming out this Wednesday. I'll see you next Wednesday if everything goes well like it's supposed to. All right. See you next time.